Hello and welcome. I'm Bubka and you're listening to Accidental Podcast or something like that. We made it. It's year 2021. Let's hope this year gonna be much better than the last one. I believe that the first half of the year externally will be not much different until all the vaccination gonna roll out and we're gonna see the impact. But we can make it better internally. And one of the things which I would like to do is to change a little bit of this podcast. Some of you got my newsletter where I was explaining what changes will follow into the recording of this podcast. Last year I've been afraid to put out my own content and I focused on mainly doing the interviews with people who I like. And this year I decided that it is time to challenge my fears and try to do a bit of my own thoughts and ideas, maybe answer some questions of you, what you want to hear from me. So if you've got any ideas, any questions or any topics you would like me to cover, just drop me an email or message or something and I will try to address those. So I thought that starting this one will be good to focus on Bubka Karate Jutsu. What's that all about, where it comes from, and why am I using my own name? I think I covered this a little bit last year, but now we're gonna go in depth. But first, a bit of a housekeeping. So if you would like to subscribe to my newsletter, support this channel, or visit our YouTube or my blog or Facebook, Instagram and TikTok, it's quite easy. Everything is Bubka Karate Jutsu. You can find me on those platforms. It's easy, nice process to sign in for a newsletter where you're gonna get a free PDF with 5 ways to improve your inclusion. People will enjoy that. And there's also a free ebook with the rules for success, and that's been downloaded over 1,500 times at the moment. But yeah, if you would like to join in and follow me and see what I'm doing, what ideas I've got, you are very welcome. Just subscribe or follow me on Facebook and stuff like that, and I'll be very happy and very thankful for that. Okay, with that all the way out, I think the best description of my journey into Karate Jutsu by Bubka is the concept of shuhari. So imitate, innovate, invent. And I started in Poland. Follow my teacher. My teacher been very supportive from very beginning for us as his students to look outside of our system. That was the main reason why I was with him for 25 years. And that's how it went. So on the beginning, I was imitating, learning all the basics from our style. It was Shinaido Karate, developed in Poland, Russia, but traveled in Poland. Then it just stayed in Poland. Kind of Russian counterparts disappeared. I never learned what happened to them and what was the truth. So there might be that my teacher just was humble and didn't want to admit that it was just his style. It's a bit different in Poland than in UK. People are a bit obsessed with styles, which here in UK are people much more easygoing, and they prefer to use their names instead of a particular system. But anyway, in Poland it was all about the style, so I found Shinaido Karate, fell in love with it, with that openness, and being able to go and explore from very beginning different styles, but focus mainly on that system. And so I became Uchideshi, and I focus all my energy on learning it and imitating my teacher, to the degree that people thought I was his son. The way we moved, it was exactly the same. Even recently somebody posted, "Oh, who's that guy on the video you posted? You move exactly the same." So yeah, I was his carbon copy. And then it came time when I understood the basics, and he encouraged me to innovate. And that was a great chapter, because I fell in love with wrestling, and the innovation from wrestling to the karate, to my karate, to Shinaido, was great. It was great fun and huge learning curve for me, and that openness of my teacher allowed me to learn a lot of methodology from wrestling. And with the permission of my teacher, I started to excuse me, to create in a way my Shinaido karate, which was still within the frames and backbone of what he was teaching, but with more understanding of what we do. And that was great for a few years. Then it came time after my move to UK that my teacher said to me that it's time for a inventing. So inventing myself, inventing my karate. And that was great for some time. I managed to create my own syllabus, which was approved. Start teaching my ways, doing together seminars with him, and it all was great. But then in 2019, literally after my fourth Dan examination, which was the first examination I was preparing on my own without the consultation of my teacher and with my students here in UK. So Martin was doing his first Dan, and two lads from Poland was doing first Dan as well, Maciek and Alan, and they popped in here to learn from me. And it was very saddening, actually. Literally after exam, my teacher changed approach towards me. I don't know if I became a bit of a threat. He was gradually, maybe I didn't notice at the time, but now when I think about it, his health was declining to both both physical and mental health been declining. Maybe due to the age, maybe to the illness. He was getting a bit more closed on the ideas, on the improvements. Everything was kind of more negative on what we don't want to do. There was a plans quite far ahead to actually have Ian Abernathy in Poland, but he was very negative about it, which I was very surprised, because usually he was supportive of everything like what we'd try to do and seminars and stuff like that. This time he said, "No, it's not gonna work in Poland. No, we can't do it. I won't support that." So myself and his student decided that we're not gonna push it. We're gonna wait another year. Then we had the examination, and he went very negative towards what I was doing. He was saying that no, it's not Shinaido anymore. I'm doing too many changes, which eventually led to my departure with him. Not of my will. He decided that it's time that we go separate ways. It was actually quite disheartening, because we've been friends for 25 years, and suddenly he said that we cannot be no more friends, and he's not approving what I'm doing. and it's all my fault. So anyway, we departed, and then from 2018 I've been still teaching under banner of Shinaido, but I started to thinking what my karate is all about, and I concluded that it's got a Shinaido backbone, so it's a karate backbone, but it's got a layer to it, a huge layer of wrestling from my coach Marek Niemiec, and then we had a huge chunk from Jukado Kempo, from another Marek Mroszczyk, who some of you met on Karate for Mental Health. And those two parts, I took a lot of methodology, because the karate I was taught, it was borderline 70s, 80s methodology, and the sporting area and of wrestling, and the way of teaching of Marek, who is a professional teacher and is teaching the police officers in Poland as his job, so he's on the ball with the newest methods of teaching, gave me a huge leap forward in teaching area. So that opened my eyes off on how many things was wrong with Shinaido karate. But being, brought up in that mentality that the style is everything and you cannot do anything under your own banner, I stuck to Shinaido karate, and it took me quite a long time to think what to do with it. So it was a stage that I decided that I'm gonna change the name. I should find some name, create some name. I wanted to be staying with that core Shinaido frame. So different way of saying Shinaido is Makato Aimichi, which translates to sincere teaching, where Shinaido is the way of the harmony. But eventually I decided that and the best and simple way will be to do karate jutsu by Les Bubka. It's nice and easy, it kind of flows well, and it was one of the challenges that I needed to take to actually believe more in myself, because my self-belief was low, as you know from the book of those who've read The Anxious Black Belt. So I decided that using my name will be the best way for improving my self-image and promoting it. People usually talking with people, nobody was aware what system I do, but in UK everybody was saying, oh yeah, Les Bubka, seminar with Les Bubka, or videos of Les Bubka, instead of saying videos of Shinaido. So after consultation with people who I admire, like Ian Abernathy, John Teachin, and Chris Hansen, and a few other people from Poland, Marek and Marek Wrestler and Marek Kempo, I decided that that's the way to do. Les Bubka and innovate and create. So creation of Les Bubka came in, and as always already into the mental health project, that situation with my teacher, who when I could see that his mental health declining and being so closed, was another push to do my own take on karate and focusing on that mental health, and actually revisiting what I do, how I do, changing the name just kind of push that forward, what I want to focus, brought more honesty for myself, what I want to focus, because I was torn into the more sporting side of it. So I tried to be like a MMA club. That didn't sit with me. I kind of always come back to karate. I don't know why karate sticks in me so much. Maybe I've been Japanese before, or doing some forms of karate before, but it sits in my heart. Although I'm using a lot of elements from the other stuff and love cross training, but it's always my mind is brought to karate and kata. I like kata. But yeah, it was time to move on from a style. Probably that's influence from Ian as well, and other people who saying that, they actually dropped the banner of particular style. They are martial artists doing karate. So there's no particular style. My karate is based on Shinaido karate. I think that's deep within me, and that's the first thing I done properly. So that's backbone. I would say the muscles are the wrestling. So all the techniques, how I do stuff, it's kind of wrestling based. I like the look of the movement in wrestling. It's more fluid than in karate. There's no stiffness to it. It's all flexible, and that kind of goes nicely with me and how my body wants to move. And I would say brains is Jukado Kempo from Marek Roszczyk, and its versatility and usable. It's more self-defense orientated, although I'm not teaching self-defense, but I like their approach. Do what works, discard what doesn't work, which that led me to changing completely my syllabus. We've thrown a lot of kata. We kept only useful things. It's more than I would like to have, but I understand that not everybody is me, and I decided that it will be a good idea to have people being able to choose the kata that suit them. So my syllabus is based on kata. Kihon is based on kata. Going through the stages, it's now a reversed pyramid, where you've got a little techniques, simple techniques on the beginning, and getting more advanced towards the rest and higher grades. Which earlier we had reverse. You had tons of techniques for a white, yellow belt, and then getting more specific. So now it's kind of reversed. I discarded a lot of techniques, which might not suit everybody, because I'm built like I am. I think like I think, and I excel in some things and underperform in others. So I choose the ones which I'm I'm liking, and I'm good at it. But keeping the wider range of kata allows me to have a versatile approach to my students. So every body size and shape will have something to choose from. And we've got a mixture of katas from Goju-ryu and kind of Shotokan Shorin. So everybody can find something for them, no matter if they are lanky, short, or stocky. They can find the approach, and what I do at the moment is that we are, I think, fourth year into the new system. Feedback for students is they liking it, it works for them. So if you go into a 5th Q, which is a green belt for us, you start choosing your katas. And although you know the other ones in reasonable depth, so and the sound technique and application, but then you choose, by the time of the third dan, you got 3 kata that you are expert in, and that's your main field of study. So I've got my 3 katas at the moment. Those katas are fluctuating, and they change from time to time. Excuse me. Yeah, it depends on the mood and what stage of understanding you are. At the moment, I am focusing on Tensho, Naihanchi, and Useshi. That's my 3, making the complete Les Bubka Karate Jutsu. How it's gonna be in the future, I don't know. I'm in a re-stage. Will I come back to do style? Who knows? I hope not. I'm quite comfortable with it. People like what I do, I think. Some do, some might not, but I'm focusing on the people who like it, and people who don't, well, there's plenty of other style systems, and everybody can find something what they like. As we can see on my Facebook and TikTok videos, there's plenty of people agreeing with me, and there's about 25% of people who think I'm doing things wrong, which is fine by me. I stick to what I do. So I'm hoping that this year it's gonna be a year where things change. First half of the year is internal changes for me, so hopefully you're gonna listen to more of my thoughts. Hopefully you're gonna enjoy them. I'm not gonna give up on interviews. I've got a nice interview next week with a taekwondo practitioner. So I hope you're gonna be interested in this one, but I will gonna try to push more my thoughts, as this give me a chance as well to investigate my thought process and make myself more clear and express myself more clearly, because that's one thing which I think I'm struggling. My brain by definition is chaotic. I'm jumping between thoughts and all is mixed up, so that's why writing is so much easier for me, because I can revisit, revise, and put what I want across. Have that time to make a consultation with Anna and other people, if I'm correct, if I'm not. With talking, it's kind of quick, so it's sometimes I'm getting it wrong. It doesn't come up as I want it to, so I'm often not happy, so re-recording it, getting frustrating, getting more uncomfortable, making more mistakes. It's like a vicious circle. So that's one thing which I'm going to be strive to improve. I'm going to try to slow down, think what I want to do, maybe write down before I'm going to record it, and we'll see how it goes. And the second part of the year, I hope we can improve our external life, and get back to the dojo, punch people being punched, throw, meet, teach seminars, visit other countries, visit other dojos. In 2020, one thing which was great is making so many new connections, so many new people, so many new projects coming up, and I hope that 2021 and 2022 will be a great year for physical connection, where we can go, train, do stuff together, have a good session, then have a good meal, and a chat in the pubs and stuff. That's what I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to training with my students again, in the physical dojo, and just enjoy human presence. So I think that will be it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what's your thoughts about it. Should I progress, or should I stick to interviews? And if you've got any ideas, just let me know. Thank you for your time. I wish you very, very happy new year, and I hope that this year 2020 will be much, much more better for you. Thank you.